I hate hearing people talking about how much of a homeschooling expert they are, only having doing it for 2 to 3 years. How in the world can you be an expert? Let me tell you, 2 or 3 years is not enough to understand whether or not you have done everything. Stay with me till the end of this video because I have some special resources that I want to share with you as a homeschooling parent, okay? Don't forget, go to the end of this video and I'll see you soon. Homeschooling children from K to 12 requires a whole lot of tenacity, a whole lot of persistence, consistent, hard work. I have been doing this thing, homeschooling, for almost 27 years. I have had 8 kids go through my home. Actually, 6 are gone, and I am still in the trenches with 2 right now. And let me tell you, it has not been easy at all, especially when you get things like the child is dyslexic, the child has ADHD, the child has apraxia, the child just has an attitude problem, or the child just does not want to comply. All of those things in homeschooling requires that you, as the parent, the homeschooling parent, you just have to be straight up with a made up mind that this is what you're going to do so that you don't give up. Because it is sometimes my days can be so discouraging, especially after I have spent, say, weeks teaching something to a particular child only to have them tell me in 3 weeks, or when it's time to take a quiz or a test, they really didn't quite comprehend it. That is so frustrating, and sometimes it can become irritating if that particular child has an attitude about, and it's not all about books and book sense and what you learned in college or what someone else has told you. It's about walking the walk, and I have walked the walk a long time. So when you homeschool, there's going to be some things that you just do not understand. A subject, some sort of subject. I heard a quote that says that everyone is ignorant in something. And I know that's true. That is so true. There's a lot of things academically that I may not understand, or I just cannot teach fast enough for my child to get through the lessons for the year. But that's okay, because one thing I will never do is tell my kid, oh, because I don't know a particular thing, I'm not going to teach it to you. Let me tell you, there's a lot of things that I don't know or didn't know and had not experienced when I started homeschooling. But did I keep that from my child? No, that is a disservice to your child. I hated going into the deep end of the swimming pool. I didn't like the idea of getting on a horse, but you better believe that every last one of my children can swim their butts off and they know how to ride horses. But just because I didn't understand that or didn't have the privilege as a young person to do those things didn't mean I was going to hold my kids back from it. Just like Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. Just because I don't understand Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 to the point to where I can teach it really fast, it doesn't mean that I'm going to hinder my child from not doing that. I am going to go out of my way to find somehow for my child to understand those subjects. I don't want my child to be hindered. My goal as a homeschooling parent is to set my child up to a point to where they can reach any goal they want to reach. And I am going to do that with diligence, and I'm going to find someone who is an expert. If that means I got to get a DVD set, I will do that. If that means I got to pay for a tutor, I will do that. If that means I have to enroll them in an online course with someone teaching that subject, I will do that. It doesn't matter what it takes. If I make the choice to homeschool my child, I'm going to make sure that anything they need to learn, I'm going to find a way for them to learn it. You best believe that. Simply because I have met a few people, a lot of families, in my homeschooling career over the 27 years, where there are some children that that my kids were exposed to, they just did not have the same caliber of education because their parents decided they weren't going to teach these things to their child. So their child was behind. Where if, say, they were in the 5th grade and my child was in the 5th grade, my child was light years ahead of them when it came to math, language, science, because their family decided that it wasn't important to teach those things. Another problem is when it comes to math, especially when it comes to some of the girls. Don't do that to your girl. Just because your daughter lives with you in a rural setting doesn't mean that your daughter may not want to one day get up and go to college. She might say, I want to go to college. But if she didn't have the math while she was not only go to college, but she might say that she wants to do computer science. She might say that she wants to be an engineer. But because you didn't give her those sciences when she was in high school, she's going to be behind when it comes to going to college and trying to get into those type of disciplines. Believe me, There's a lot that I didn't know when it came to STEM, the sciences, and I can't even think of the other acronyms that they use, but in SKITE scholarships, there's a lot of things I didn't know as I was educating my children, but I had enough sense and tenacity about me to go and search those things out that my kids would need to be an engineer, that my kids would need to be a builder, the things that my kid would need to start his or her own business. I had enough sense to go search those things out. So don't hinder your child and make them lose out because you refuse to teach them a certain thing. Don't do that to your children. Let me tell you, take it from a homeschool veteran. I have been homeschooling for over 27 years, and homeschooling is hard. Homeschooling is not easy. Homeschooling is not something that you can just pick up today and think you're an expert, unless you are you have been a public school teacher. But even public school teachers are not experts when it comes to homeschooling, because you're in a totally different level, or at a different level, because you are responsible for making sure that your children are up to par in everything, in every subject: math, language, history, science, all social skills, life skills, everything. You are the one that will be responsible for your child getting efficient in all of those areas. And so don't think homeschooling is something that you can just jump in and it's going to be an easy thing and it won't require anything of you. Because let me assure you that it requires much from you as a homeschooling parent. Not only will it require your time and your patience, and like even physically some things you're gonna have to do, because you gotta get in the car like I am right now. That's why I'm sitting in my car, because my children want to play instruments. I can't teach them how to play the instrument, so I have to drive them 30 minutes away so that they can get up under someone, an expert teacher, to learn a particular instrument. Now, I don't mind doing that because I want my kids to have those skills. When I was young, I was a type in elementary and middle school. I was the type of child that wanted to do everything. I wanted to do gymnastics. I wanted to be in plays. I wanted to sing. I wanted to learn an instrument. I wanted to play baseball. I wanted to do everything. But I didn't have anyone in my corner to commit themselves to my growth. That's the big difference. That's it right there. We, as parents, we have promised to commit ourselves, our time, our money to our children, because that's what you have to do if you make the decision to pull your child out of school, out of the public school system, and homeschool them. Otherwise, if you don't do that, you're doing your child a disservice. And once again, homeschooling is hard. It's not easy, but it can be done with the right tools, with the right assistance for you as a parent, with the foreknowledge as to where I can go to get help if I don't feel like I can teach a certain thing. Believe me, you can do that. It's hard, but you can do it. I have graduated 6 out of my homeschool, 6 high school students, and they are out, flourishing. Let's see. 3 of them have already graduated from college. They're gone. And I have 2 more that are finishing. Well, one just started this year. One who's on hiatus and finished 3 years, and he's going to eventually finish his degree. And then I have one that just started. And I have one who chose not to go to college. But the thing is, through all of those young people, we had to commit to them, to their growth and to their success. It was hard, but it is doable. You just have to be committed and persistent. So I like to encourage parents to look at your homeschool just as another part of your parenting. That's the way I look at it. And if you go back and read back in the day when kids were educated at home, that's all it was. It was just another extension of your parenting. Your children are your responsibility. I do know that we have the public school system, that we pay taxes to have our kids go to schools and sit up under a person who will teach them different things in elementary, middle school, and high school. But that's not the only way to educate your child, and it is not always the best way, especially in this day and age. School is kind of going counter to what I am trying to teach my kids as a Christian mother and my Christian husband. We don't want our kids to be up under somebody else's mindset when it comes to religion. So I guess the reason why I brought that up is because, this is their education is your responsibility as parenting, and homeschooling is just another aspect of parenting when it comes to everything. Just like when I'm parenting, as a parent, I wouldn't just turn my kids over to anybody, and I wouldn't let them just go sit up in any church, under someone just because they're there. No, I'm going to be very particular about who they're sitting up under. I know that not everyone that my children meet or run into are going to believe as we do, and that's not my goal. My goal is to make sure that my children are well prepared to conversate with anybody and be ready, when it comes, be ready to give an answer, just like the Bible tells us, be ready to give an answer for the hope that is within you. So my job is to help my kids to understand the difference between what they are being taught at home and what someone else may tell them about. I want them to be able to hear it, process it, and make a wise decision as to why the difference between what they have learned and what someone else is telling them. I mean, I guess I'm talking about that because your children will run into people who doesn't believe everything that they're learning as kids, as young people in your homeschool. So you must prep them and get them ready. Talk about it daily. In the Bible, it tells us to discuss the things of God as we sit down at our table, as we eat, as we're just sitting around, as we walk by the way, as we're prepping to go to bed. This is daily conversation in our house. We are always, because we look at everything in life, all aspects of our lives, through the lens of God, through the Christian lens. So that's important to us. It's not like I go to church on Sunday and then Monday through Friday God has no place in my life. That's not the way we live. We want to have our children to understand that God is the most important part of our living, of our everything, of our home schooling, of our parenting, of our whatever we do, our work, our businesses. He's the first person that we consult. My name is Adrienne Brown. I'm the homeschool mom of 8. And if you enjoyed anything in this video, please go down and leave me a comment and a like. And make sure that you share this video with other people, because I'm sure there's some people out there who are just asking these questions about these things that I am talking about. Please share my video. I love when you give me comments and converse back with me. Make sure you do that, okay? You have a good one. Thank you. Bye.
To show you guys how to use Transcript Maker. Okay, now this is for you who have teens that are about to graduate and you need or they're just entering ninth grade and you need to start officially logging their grades. What I've done over the years, we have graduated 4, soon to be 5 students so far, and every college have accepted these transcripts. They're official. They're on the same grading system that most colleges are looking for, and you can add all of their extracurricular, all of their any classes, AP classes that they have taken, and any dual enrollment classes. You can add all of that. This Transcript Maker, I don't know if you can, you can see this. It says Transcript. This program is called Transcript Maker. It was, when I first started using it, it was called T-Script, but now it's called Transcript Maker. But anyway, excuse me, it's an online program, and I have, like I said, I have used it over the years, and I have used it to make beautiful transcripts. I'm gonna fold this down because I don't want to show my child's information. But anyway, this is a similar. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but this is an idea of how you can print it out. You can either print it out like this, or you can print it out in landscape. It also, never mind this printing, it's just my ink. Anyway, and you can put all of that information in there. And it actually, this program calculates your grades for you. You don't have to do any math. You just put in your grades and it will tell it the scale you're using, and it will calculate it. So I'm gonna show you how I do that by creating one. This one right here is an actual transcript for one of my children that I'm working on. But when you're starting out and you want to start a new student, you just say create a new transcript. You put their name there, first name, last name, and then say create. So I'm gonna just let you see what that looks like. Oop, sorry. I don't know why I put a capital letter there. And then you will say, let me fix that so they look right. You will say create transcript, and voila, it has all this stuff there for you. All you have to do is enter it. The name of your high school, the date that it shows the date that you are creating the high school transcript. And right here, when you go to high school transcript, you say save, and it wait a minute. Oh, okay. And this is the date. If you have to change the date right there, of course you click that little pencil, and then right here it says enter the student's information. Colleges require students to contact their contact information, so you just add student. Okay, so you put in the name before, so it will give you everything. You put in the date. I'm just gonna make up a name. Oh, okay, there's the year. You say where they were born. I don't know. Social security number, which is very important. I'm using a fake one, all right, but oh, did I finish? I don't know what that is, but student ID. What's your student, male or female? I don't know what this ID is. I guess you can assign ID in your class. I'll just say female. I mean, no, I can't say female because I used a boy's name. Update student details. Okay, and so you can choose to use a photo if you want. Relationship, parent, first name, you put your name, which would be my name. You can put mom and dad on here. Parent, and it labels it for your parent. Update relationship, and you can put you put an address. Oh. Oops, I need a capital letter. You always, even if you make a mistake, the thing I like about this, you can go back and fix it. You don't have to worry about having messed up. This is not a zip code, but I forgot what I put up there. Country, USA, of course. You don't have to worry about, go ahead. You're having a messed up anything on here. You can always go back and fix it. Put a phone number. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. And then, of course, an email. Why do I keep getting all these notations as soon as I start to do this? Oh, of course, in your email, you know you're not supposed to have all of those blanks like I'm doing right here. I don't know what I call myself doing, but anyway, update address, and let's see what happens. Phone number 1 2 3 4. Wait, I thought that's a zip code. I think that's right now. Let's see. Okay, update address, class rank. You know, if you want to assign the class rank, you can. I don't usually do that. Labels, I don't really do that either, because we don't really have a ranking. When they started school. Let's say they're going to start, your teen is starting this year, 2003. So that would be June, July. Wait, what is it? Oh, usually August, September. So I'll say September. September 6, 2023. Start label. Started. And graduation, 4 years from now, it would be June, right? We would say June 10th. I don't know. And 4 years will be 2027. So you're providing the information. You might have to come back and change some of the dates, but you can do that too. It will allow you to graduation label, graduated. It didn't graduated. See, right here they even give you notes on what to put. Yeah. Graduation. Okay. Say update class details. So there you go. Oh. Well, let me out of here then. So now everything has started. I thought it was going to take me straight there. Okay, so now I'm not sure what's going on here, but I need my transcript to open. So now we're going to open this. See? Oh, I thought it was going to take me right there, but it didn't. But anyway, so you have to go out. And now here is the beginning of your transcript. You see right here where it has the name, the address, all of the pertinent information pertaining to you, your student, and yourself. Then you start entering your courses. You know, you name the course, the subject, regular, whether it's regular or AP or dual enrollment, which year, which would be the freshman year.